Welcome to Shapes 2. My name is Nilaus, and today we're going to be making teal and white colors and just making some basic shapes and just painting them all over the place and just throwing them back into the mix. And it should be, unlike the episode yesterday, which was surprisingly long, this will be much faster. I think that's at least the intention, because these shapes are surprisingly easy actually. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to be working on the amethyst station, and all we need to do is we need to get this basic shape. It's not that difficult, it's just the white color that's mixing up here, and then we also have this one, which is again like 3 basic shapes, but some of them are white. So that's what we want. We have everything prepared here for the next milestone. It is also with the next milestone here, it is also 1 in and 1 out, so easy peasy. Let's start making the first of the shapes. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna be just chilling and going through this just so we can see what this is like. All right, so we have this first Among Us shape, and that's gonna be the color teal. I am going to make a teal station. I'm gonna make a white station, and then I'm gonna bring the trains in. So that's kind of how it is. I think that's gonna be the easiest. And this shape doesn't need to be adapted in any way, so we can just go on our merry way like this. I'm gonna make it up here because I think I need the other shape as well later on. Actually, maybe I want to do it the other way. Maybe I want to start with the round shape here. So let's make the round shape first. That means we need to cut out anything that isn't circles. That's something we have done before. We are gonna be starting by... actually, I have an idea for this. No, I have no ideas for this. This one is cutting out half. Let's see, is that correct? That is exactly correct. So we're going to take this and also put it over here. Then one of these will be turned 180 degrees, which is also luckily easy. And then we're going to put them back together like so. And that will be a circle. Ta-da! We have now magically built a circle. That was not so difficult, was it? So, that's a circle. Cool. Now we just need a train inbound to... which will bring us the beautiful white color in here. That will be like so. And then the color pattern is all the way over here. That's going to be here. And all we need to do is bring you in, bring you in, bring you in, and bring you in. Then we are going to get there. So now that will be a white circle coming out. Then I am going to bring in the other shape. And then that shape could very well be brought down here. Yeah, that's actually going to be built right here. So that will just be like this. And that is exactly the shape of the lower level, which means that this just needs to be colored. So we bring in a train with a color here. That would be like so. And I guess we'll just take this one. Get there, and that will now be the teal colored thingy coming in, and we're gonna get you out the way up here, and this needs to, I guess, go like actually just let's get over here first. So I will need to figure out which one goes on top. The one that's here, this is the circle, goes on top of the Among Us shape. So that should be like this, which means I have to build it up here. And these go in. And then we bring this back home to our, that is a solid pickup like this. Kill the color because we don't know what color it is, and that's actually not going to be the case. It'll need to go back, I think. Now we're going to do the color mixing, and we are going to do 2 builds here. We're going to do one that is all 3 colors, and then we're going to do another one that is only the blue and green for the teal. So I think I'm going to be bringing in, I'm going to look at this place. This is where we're going to be making the blue color. No, the white color. So that's going to be here, and we're going to get another one which will go, it goes like this. Then we are going to get the color mixer, and we're going to be using the 24 lane color mixer. That's here. You're just going to go in, and then I'll get all of this collected on a single line, which will then, oops, up, going in here, new, going in here. Oops. So this is now colored into yellow. So now we need to get a color train inbound. That is here. So this will be, should I say like the last of them that is, that's like this. Then the next one will be a lot more, a little bit more complicated at least. Because the next one will be getting, well, I don't need both of them, don't I? But I think it might just be nice. All right, so the next design we do will be using shape. Using other shapes. Okay, why is this not working? Did they misplace it? That's so odd. Oh right, of course I misplaced it again. Funny how I misplace it every time. There. The many are the inputs, the few are the outputs. Yes. Good. So now I get like this. Can I do this? Yes, I can. Right, so this will now be the white coming out. I feel like I was saying something important. Probably not. Oh yeah, so the next episodes will be a little bit more advanced. Because they will also include pins and also include... I wonder what the other one is. Crystals, yes. Yeah, and they go in here. So this will be actually a train of white colorness. So we're going to get the green in here. And that will be... I'll bring it in from the bottom. So here, that one. Get a train. And then this train will be going straight in there. So once the train comes in here, then the train goes up here, and you are going to go into, that is the white color. White color is the circle, and the circle is the one that we built here. Yes. So now we built the other one, which I'm going to do here. You're going to bring the blue over to the teal, or over to the green to make the teal color. There. And this one will then be pretty much this one, right? I wonder if I can take the whole thing like this. Yes, I can. Goes over. Ah, damn it. Not quite. Flip. This way. Because then I can do... This is now the blue is coming over. And it goes in here. And this will be the teal. And the teal will go in here. There you go. That should be all of it. And then we have this one completed as well. I have no idea if this is working, but it does feel like it should work. And let's just go through it and see if what we get in here. Ah, so it's slowly trickling in, a few missteps here and there, but you can always just undo this one and then see that yes, it is the stuff that comes in. And I don't know if yeah, okay, they're not really coming in yet. So all we need to do now is figure out what color this actually is, and we're working on the wrong way, and this is like ungodly far away, and it's coming on this line, and it was, the last one was the teal color. So we need to figure out which one I've actually made. It is the first one, so it's this one. That will be, okay, so after the teal, this one is going to be magenta, and then the last one with the one we're working now is going to be yellow. Okay. So we go back up here and add this as a yellow station. That is here. And that's a yellow station. So now when this comes out, hopefully, well, it's not going to go anywhere because it's not really, it hasn't really been developed yet. But we are going to get this back. And this is like ungodly far away. I have no idea where we are. Like this. But it, I mean, it does matter. If I need more than one train, then okay. The cost of doing this just to get more than one train is not really that big. Let's see. So this one is actually, some of it is generated, but not all of it. So we're going to unleash the train and send it back home. That should get us somewhere towards our 52,500. And the one thing that I'm missing in terms of these trains is, or train systems is, well, I'm missing a lot of things. But if I do this one now, then it just goes out and it'll be too close. So the only thing I could do was change these stations to wait stations. If we do this one, then that would be a wait stop. Trains will stop and wait here up to 60 seconds or until fully loaded or unloaded. That just doesn't make sense, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense to wait for 60 seconds. Well, maybe it does. I don't know. We'll do that. We'll send you back here. Let's try that. Let's try these for the time being and see what that would be like on a stop like this. I have to be careful not to interrupt this ongoing train because then it just deletes. There. Good. See, this is going to be... The problem with this one is that it's wait 60 seconds, then wait 60 seconds, then 60 seconds, 60 seconds. So it means like it's waiting 4 minutes to even get out of here. Which, I mean, it's not really a big deal because it probably takes more than 8 minutes to get out here. So this will just be helping them sort of pace themselves a little bit. And one thing we miss is we go in here and we click move so the command moves up here to the middle. Yeah, I'm not sure this is a good idea, but for this really far away, maybe it's better than just to send it out. And this is the first one where we have 2 trains, so it should also be fine. We'll see when it comes back and see what happens. Next one is going to be another super simple shape. Super simple shape. Here we need some circles. Yep. And also we need some spikes. So we can build that into our own spike things, or that one into our own spike thing. Oh, that one actually. This is probably easier. I mean, or yeah, both, but whatever. That the spikes will be teal colored. So let's make the spikes here. Let's take, actually make it here. These two go into that one to make it into a spike shape or star shaped in teal. Oh, there you go. So that will be, we need the 2 of these. Can it be built across? No, just not quite. So we'll build it that way instead. We'll build it this way. All right. Actually, no. We'll build it over here because this is where the coloring is. So all of this, what I need to do with the shape is, well, it's already cut in half, so all I need to do is take one of these and rotate it 180 degrees, and then I need to bring it in here. And that should be a star shape like that. Got it. There we go. And then we need a, well, we need a train inbound, but we really don't need a train inbound because we are just going to get it from here and here. So it's pretty simple. So this will just be a coloring, which we have here. Color, 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 and color. And then we put it on a train. That is a solid train with 5 spaces between. That's going to be right there. And then all we need to do is get here with the color. Oh, we completed one of the milestones. We got the color here, a little close. And then the other color is, I suppose you're coming in on a train, aren't you? Yeah. Then I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, you're coming in on the train. So I'm going to get a unloader. Like this. And that will be the color mixer, which we have. Remember, the orange ones are the inputs. And then we have an output train. That's this one. No, we do not have an output train. We simply have a line here. That's the whole point of this. And I'm going to go to this location and then... Damn. Yep. This is So only thing we really need is now the blue color coming in here. So that's blue color and a train for pickup. Yep. There. So blue color comes in, gets mixed with the green, becomes teal, goes in here, and that should become a teal train outbound. Great. This will be brought up to lots of circular shapes. Circular shapes are very, very simple, and I need 2 circular shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this here and here. So that's the 2 circular shapes. Then they will all need to be painted white. And I actually want to do this without a pipe, or without a train, because then I'd have to have 2 trains to fill it up. But if I do it without the train, then I can just drag it in. Yeah. So I'm going to make it over here and then bring the other ones in. This is actually going to be no train setup. Okay, we'll just see how that works without any trains. So you're going to go in here, and then I guess I can just do it like this. Color mixer will be, and kind of like this. So this becomes yellow, I guess. And then I do pretty much the same as this. Yep. And then that'll be the blue one coming in. So let's get the blue. There. And the blue. Go up and in. Then we have now, and that goes up and straight into here. And then go down. Yep. Alright, so that means we get, ooh, another one. 550,000. Okay, so it's increasing. Let's do coloring. We just do a basic coloring here. That will be up here. And you are going to be in that corner. You're going to be in this corner. And then this will be basically everywhere. There. So this will all be white colored when this one comes in, I hope. Then I will take where's the this teal train here? Okay. So these first 4 are gonna go up. And then I'm gonna get a train in here, which will come in and unload the teal. That is this one. Yeah. And that will be, now I need, this is the bottom right circle, so all I need is the input coming in and putting on top, like that. In, and the other ones are coming in from the train there. Then I need this one here on top of the composite shape, which means I do all of these, and then I think we'll just flip it like this, because that'll make it look nicer. Yep. And that was the complete shape, which I will somehow need to figure out where that goes in. That goes all the way in here, so I have no idea where it is. There. That's the shape. And then this one will be put on a train with, nope, not with 5 spaces actually. Surprisingly, with there. So this, and this will be the magenta color. See, we can actually remember what color we're supposed to build for this. Damn, there. Good. Now let's actually see if we get anything working. Like, why is it not working? Oh, it is working. So we get the white colors are munching out here. The thing is, this is why this is much better, because this is producing 24 lanes of paint. Technically not lanes of paint, but that's 24 lanes of solid colors, or paint equivalent to 24 lanes of solid color. That's out here. And then that goes in, and that's why I can paint all of these 24 lanes. And then, well, not 24 lanes, 24 lanes times 4. And then the teal build here, it's also ready and good, and it's going in there. Hopefully I didn't cut it in half, did I? No. Oh, I did. Oh, I hate that part. That's so annoying. Like, when it's running around, and if I just, it's this moment I let go and actually complete the circuit, if this one was sort of in the process of turning around, then it gets deleted. The train gets deleted and just starts over, which means that I'm not really transporting anything inbound, which I, despite the fact that it's been running for a long time, then I had a ton of stored up potential, but alas, that just means it's a whole damn thing takes a little bit longer to build. This is a train, yes, and I have no idea where we are. Oh, we're here. Let's zoom a little bit closer so I can actually hit it. There we go. And I think this might be one of those again. I'm just gonna make it turn around here. Or actually, I can just let it. So what I'm gonna do is change these there to wait, stop. Wait, wait, wait. There. And then I'll just respawn you. That really didn't work, did it? It completely ignored. Wait, stop, wait here for until fully loaded OMG. Oh, come on. So it actually has to be like at least one thing that goes in. Then I wait until it's fully loaded on. Because there's no difference between an unload or a load stop. So it just goes there, it goes like, am I full or am I empty? If either of those two are true, then it just goes. Oh well, we'll just wait until this one completes and gets a little bit in, then we'll resummon the train. Or maybe we'll just add a second train actually. We'll let this one complete and then we'll build a second train. It's pretty far away. So we do need this going into at least one of them. I actually also need to confirm that it is actually a valid shape. It is a brilliantly green shape. So I'm so impressed by myself that I'm actually able to build these in the first shot pretty much every time. There's one, like, sometimes there's like a little thing missing here, but most of the time it actually gets done. And this one's also up to 42,000, so clearly that one was also getting done. Something I find really interesting about this design here is that I'm using manifolds because I'm not transporting things by train. So normally I would get, with the other builds, I'm bringing things in on train and they're sort of working in parallel here. That's not really the case in this one because you can see that the white color, I just changed something, so there's a whole gap here. The white color has to go in, and the way that, because it's a manifold, it splits half in here, half goes on. So this is then a quarter goes in, a half, and quarter goes on. An eighth goes in, and an eighth goes on, and then a 16 goes in, and a 16 goes on. That means that these then need to saturate fully before I get anything down here. And that means this is manifold, and this is a manifold. So that means that even though these are saturated, they go up here and have to fill up this entire belt and go over here. That means that even after waiting like 5 minutes or something, well, actually more, then this is still only getting like a measly amount of white color. Well, now I just fixed it over here, try to improve the throughput. But it has the issue that it fills up much, much slower this way. And here comes the first train, and there we go. This is the one we were looking for. It doesn't even unload much, it just unloads a little bit. Okay, those 4 boxes, or 12 boxes technically, and there's some boxes here as well, and that one's also loading some boxes. Not much. So there's a huge discrepancy because what they unload here. And that means that at least we're starting to get something, and it is the right shape, and everyone's happy, so let's wait until it completes. Here comes the train. This one has been long overdue. The second train here is coming in with a lot of materials. And this will definitely be enough to fill up the entire, to complete the milestone. What we're also going to do here is, because if we look at the next milestone, because of course we would look a little bit ahead, then the next milestone includes the pins. They're not super difficult to do, and you can see the shapes are super basic, but we need to do pin design, and which is not a big deal, and we need to do 3 shapes. But I'm also going to get this one here, I'm pretty sure. I think that there's one with pins, and then there's one with, with crystals. So those are the ones that we So what I think I'm going to do in this episode, because these were built like ridiculously fast. Maybe it takes a little bit of time before they get in, but then we're actually going to do the pins. And then in this, because the pins design is super easy, and we'll do this one. But then in the next episode, we're going to do the super secret cheating ways of doing pins, and then we'll complete the 3 milestones here in the next episode. That seems to be working well. So let's see, wait until it's complete. And it is completing. There we go. Milestone complete. Yet another milestone. That's the aquamarine milestone. And we are now going to make our way to diamonds and support pins. Diamonds. The traders save these contracts for operators who prove themselves. The diamond station requires shapes with support pins. Intricate work, but the payout reflects it. You're getting closer. The grand assembler is almost within reach. So we get diamonds. We get diamond station. We get a pin pusher. And we get 2 shop items. And we get some points. Alright, still not that one. I feel that should be the OK button. Let's see what we get in here at the shop. Is there anything that unlocked? Yeah, I guess the gold station unlocked. At this point, we don't really have a lot of things that we can do, so let's just unlock whatever we can. Like the aquamarine and amethyst station, they can also get there, but when we get this, we'll... And you can see that here is a pin station. That's some white color, and which we know how to do. I had 2 white colors and some red color and this. So we're going to be starting by making the pin design, and we'll also be revisiting that in next episodes so that you don't feel that you're missing out. And we're going to be doing the basic pin session here, and I'm going to do you, because then we can just do that here. So what are we going to do? Well, we need to do pins, and that means we need to do all the way back to a starter shape here, and that will be like the easiest starter shape, that one. And we're going to get things in here, and then we are going to look at this one, the pin, and let's have a look. What happens? That happens is that it gets pinned. It gets pins on top. So if you see here, it has now pins underneath. So that's the way it works. It pushes things up with pins underneath it. That's pretty simple, and it'll take whatever shape it is and then put pins at the lowest level. And that's just how it goes. How many do we need of these? So we need 3. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that means this one is actually not going to be here. It's going to be here. Oh, this autosave is starting to take a little bit of time to complete. There. And copy. Flip. Definitely not there. Oh yeah, definitely here. Yes. And then that's the level 1, level 2, and level 3. That's pretty simple, isn't it? Like, that's a really simple design. We're going to look at the super secret one later on, because that says that says other advantages. But that you're going to have to wait until the next episode to do that. So let's find a space where we can have a wedge shape and a circle shape, and it doesn't have to be close. This seems to be a good location. We have a circle shape, we have a circle shape and a wedge shape nearby, and we have some color things nearby. So what we're going to do is we're going to need 1 dash of red paint and 2 dashes of white paint. One for the diagonal and 1 for the top level. So that's not a big deal for either of them. And therefore we are going to just make, I think we're going to make it here at the red one, and then have 2 trains going out. We can actually have the trains going out in the opposite direction, and then have them consolidate at the end. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to start by making this one here, and you're actually just going to go on a manifold into this. So we are going to be doing that one, and we got another point here, and we can actually go in and unlock this one. We just want to unlock everything we can here. Yeah. And you. There we go. So that is at least 1 color. And then we need the green. That will come in on a train. Otherwise it just doesn't make sense. And that's here. That is... This is the unload. Yep. And we get all of this again. And I did think... I think this time I remember to... Oh, right. This is actually not what I want. Let's take this one up, because I might as well use all of this. It has more output, so you just use the output to get it going. And green goes here. Green paint and a station. That goes in here, and that should be where we get our white paint from. And then we're going to be unloading the white paint into 2 different directions, and that will be, this is, yeah, we'll do this, and then we'll flip it to go like that. Good. And then we also need some red paint that we also need to send over to this one. So let's do this first. So the first thing we need is just the circle. We're doing this shape, so the circle, which will just go in and have a paint train unloading like this, and then we're gonna paint the shapes. So the interesting thing, I think, is that we actually do pretty much the same thing every time. But it's only pretty much because I couldn't be doing exactly, because the trains could come in from either side, and I could sort of, there's still some things that are different. This. And then this is the point where if it's, yeah. Okay, so it's not coming in anyway, but that's here. So this is now the white circles, which will be pin pushing this one. So we need our pin pusher. That is, I put that under stacking, and it's of course part of the blueprint package as usual. So I forgot to mention it. So if you're Patreon supporters, you get all these fancy blueprints that we're stamping down. If you are not a Patreon supporter, that's okay. And then you can just we do pretty much all the design I've done on camera here, so that you can just do them yourself based on the designs we do here. There we go. That one will be now going over here and be put on top of the other shape. So this shape will be split, and then some will be red and some will be white. The white is coming in here, and the red is just going to be using this one as a train for the red as well. I can do this here because it's on the ground level. So let's get you out. And I think I'll build it this way. I think I like this better. Facing north is always easier for me. There we go. And then what are we going to do? First, we're going to split it side by side. That's this one. So now I am going to say this. Oh, it actually doesn't matter. Because I'm going to get color, get train in for both. So I don't care which one it actually is. I just know that I'm going to get a train in here. And then that will be 8 here. Yeah. Here. And then I'm gonna get another train in. Yeah, that will be I think that has to be here, because otherwise these paint things will not work. So copy, flip it, and go in here. And that means you go all the way out. Oh, what? Up, down. Yes, okay. So this one I had to manually do. It couldn't really figure it out. That is the 2 colors in, and then we need to put them back into a collective shape, and that will be here, and here. I love that. Even though it's like all the same, then it just feels really good. And this is now going to be one of these shapes. So this will... Oh, this is just the bottom level. So now I need to bring a train in to consolidate with the X parts here. Let me actually get the trains in for this. Otherwise it doesn't work. Or it'll take too long. So this train is pretty much ready to go. There. I'll get that. I can't see how far I need to get in. I can get in here. See there, I deleted the train, unfortunately. Damn. Did I delete? No, I didn't delete the red train, but the white train unfortunately got deleted. That sucks. Oh well. Then I'm gonna get the other train in with the white circle to put on top. That is a solid, and it's an unloader that's close. We'll build that. Yep. And then we take the new one and put on top of the existing. That means we do this. I really should have like a few extra tiles here so I can go above here. Good. And this doesn't need to go into a train. It just needs to go into a donation bucket, which is here. Donation bucket. We can also do the research station and see what actually research we get out of it. So the only thing we're missing is now the train out of this location, which somehow isn't working. That's not great. Here's the first train coming in, and we're unloading it. We can see what we're getting out. We're getting the red circle here, which is, I suppose, valuable, but it's not really something we want, or it's something to keep in mind, that we can now do red X shapes, right? So red X shapes, we could get those for free. That means that we could actually put this on a train and bring it somewhere in order to supplement our existing build here, where the red one is coming out. So we could actually get like 50% extra capacity. Well, actually, this is producing 2 full, and I could get like 1/2 extra. It's just not a lot, but you know, maybe that could be something if we really wanted to, but that's not really where we are. So looks like we are getting this shape. This is looking brilliant. That means next episode we can look at the cheaty way of doing pins, and which I'm not actually going to use because it's not particularly useful in our case, and then get these 3 shapes so we can complete the next milestone. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you're enjoying this series as we continue and work our way towards the grand assembler. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and remember, all the designs we're using, they are available to patron supporters. So thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.